Hey everyone, it's Kellen from RacerX, back again with another race examination video where we're going to take a look at a couple things from the 2020 Thunder Valley National. But first, hey look, it is Steve Mathis hanging out watching all the action in the first turn. All right, the first thing I wanted to talk about was RJ Hampshire's rough first moto. They got started at about 8 minutes into the first one as he went down while battling with Jeremy Martin inside of the top 5. And it's kind of funny here as he got up, he was getting going, and he actually rips a tear off here. And I think he was going to go for another tear off here. He pulls his hand up and sees the troll train coming and decides not to rip that tear off. But it goes from bad to worse as late in the moto he's trying to catch up to everybody again, and he has this huge off high sides going up the hill, and fortunately doesn't get too injured. He was able to stand up and walk back to his bike under his own power, but he would not return to the racetrack for the rest of the day and is actually out with a hand injury for the finale at Fox Raceway. But I kind of wanted to break down what exactly happened in this crash. Because there's a lot of people that were getting bit by the track all day long, and you can see that little slide out on that uphill roller kicked him sideways, and it just bit as soon as he landed and got him back sideways the other direction, kind of high-siding him and spitting him to the ground. Super hard crash. Kind of fortunate that he downsided a bump, it seems like, though, so it wasn't all bad in the end, but still a rough one for Hampshire, no doubt. I want to remind everybody that this video is presented by OnX Off-Road. Nowhere to go with the #1 off-road GPS app. Access 400,000 plus miles of trails and roads, open dates, and public lands. Download the OnX Off-Road app today. Now, there's a little bit of a weird moment in this second 250 moto that I wanted to talk about when Brandon Hartraft and Hunter Lawrence got together, and Dylan Ferrandis around the outside of them actually got caught up in a bit of the melee. And this is something that could be a bit of a problem if Ferrandis gets bad starts this weekend in Fox Raceway. But it all started with Lawrence kind of getting hicked up out of this rut, and he actually runs into the side of Hartraft. So Hartraft kind of returns the favor and just runs him all the way to the edge of the track there. Ferrandis, with nowhere to go, runs out of room and goes over the edge of the little hillside there. But it was really interesting to see how that all transpired, because it was really Hartraft not being happy with what happened between him and Lawrence that pushed Lawrence wide. Ferrandis had nowhere to go on the outside and ends up going down off the berm. So enough about the crashing. Let's talk about all the saves that happened at Thunder Valley, because there was quite a lot of stuff that happened. First, in the first 450 moto, Adam Cianciarulo blows out the berm here, coming down to the big table in the middle of the track. High sides, just able to not go down right there, kind of ran his face into the handlebars. Then this one, Justin Barcia tucks the front wheel, able to just get the bike stood up, but he's already hanging off the back of the bike. Supermans it, lands back on the bike. Very nicely done there by Bam Bam. Then another moment in the second moto, Barcia losing the front wheel all the way through the first corner and just able to crowd together in time. You can see the rear end start sliding around as well, and it's kind of like a two-wheel slide over the edge of that hill and just kind of lands perfectly notched in that little hole and pitches him back upright. Then Cianciarulo late in the second 450 moto while he was battling for second, almost over the bars here before the mechanics area. Definitely a close one. He said he wasn't sure which rut he was going to commit to, and when he decided to commit, he was a little bit off kilter in the rut, and that huge notch on the face of the rut really caught him off guard, pitched him over the bars almost, and just so lucky that the front wheel just didn't dive in right there and kick him over the front. And again, another close call for Cianciarulo. This one happened with Dylan Ferrandis trying to catch up to the field after that contact early in the race with Hunter Lawrence, and double wheel slide on the face of the jump, got kicked sideways, feet starting to fly off, land sideways, but a nice save there by Ferrandis. And this one was maybe my favorite save. Not the best save, but I like the technique that you can see used in this one, is Lawrence standing all the way up to the midpoint of the corner, dives into the rut, but then the rear end kicks right there as he's getting back on the throttle, and it kicks him sideways. Just really cool to see how much power and emphasis these guys put on their legs to corral the bike back together. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about was Cianciarulo going after Zach Osborne for this pass attempt late in the 450 moto, and I just kind of wanted to let you guys hear what Cianciarulo said about this pass attempt so you can get a better idea what happened.
And I just got enthusiastic and just kind of rushed it a little bit. The previous lap going down that hill, he was not going super fast on the outside, and I was just going to send it in there. And honestly, I'm not trying to T-bone anybody, but I was trying to more so like kind of meet him in the corner like this, give him an option to either hit the brakes or jump off the track like I ended up doing. But I couldn't turn enough because I got too much air off the single, and it was kind of hard pack where I landed. And he, at the same time, gave a little spurt of gas on the outside where I would have had to basically turn my bike and just T-bone him straight in the leg, which, I mean, I don't care what it's for. I'm not going to, shatter somebody's tip fib for it. So, yeah, kind of backed out of it and ended up kind of biting me.